Hey. Hi. Hi. Guys, that wasn't in the script. I'm already nervous. Okay. So lately I've been really thinking and curious about relationships between women in late 19th century and early 20th century literature. There's often descriptions of women holding hands, sleeping in the same beds, having these fiery, passionate, emotional relationships, but without the label of queerness and the scrutiny that goes along with it. This is very clear in the personal letters and poetry of feminist author Charlotte Perkins Gilman. She's best known for the short stories The Yellow Wallpaper and Herland. And recently, I was rereading the Anne of Green Gables series, do it guys, and Anne is often infatuated with her best friends and the older women in her life. As a tween, Anne swears that she will never marry and she would prefer to live with her best friend Diana in a house as a pair of spinsters with no men anywhere, and she's really jealous when boys like Diana because she doesn't want to lose her affection and her attention. Yeah, there's a little sigh, I totally get it. Reading these lines as a young bisexual woman who did not yet understand that I was queer was both comforting and really confusing. No one seemed to question Anne's feelings, which was very reassuring as a child, but it also felt really odd because it was so unlike what I knew to be acceptable and to say out loud to, say, my friends in the schoolyard. I'd like to shift the focus back now to feminist author Charlotte Perkins Gilman. So Charlotte Perkins Gilman was born Charlotte Perkins in New England in 1860. According to a book called Wild Unrest, Charlotte was aware of smashes, I'm totally bringing back, it was 1880s slang for same-sex crushes. So, yeah, smashes. Who's not smashing right now? You're welcome. But I have to say that to truly credit it, it was first brought to my attention by Helen Lefkowitz Horowitz. So, Charlotte was aware of smashes, same-sex crushes, and pairs of women who lived together. The broader culture at the time had long sanctioned and valued female intimacy, and in the decades that preceded Charlotte's coming of age, it was normal for middle-class women to share expressions of affection, such as hand-holding, kissing, embracing, sleeping in the same bed, and caressing, what the era then called spooning or petting. Within this world, women generally enjoyed the privacy of romantic feeling. But by Charlotte's era, elements of intimate female expression were starting to come under question as unhealthy, particularly as boarding school and college practices became more known to the public. I'm loving this audience participation. Not sarcastic. Hashtag not sarcastic. As this happened, what had earlier been regarded as appropriate for all women was increasingly relegated to young schoolgirls. Avowed sexual relationships among women were not openly acknowledged or part of public discussion in 1881, which is the series of letters I'm going to look at. From Charlotte's diaries, these are all writings by Charlotte. January 1879. Gentle reader, wouldst thou know me? Verily, here I am. 18 years old, 5 feet 6.5 inches high, 120 pounds. My looks are not bad, at times handsome, at others decidedly homely. My health is perfect, my strength is amazing. I am not sentimental, rather sober and bleak as a general thing. July 3rd, 1881, 21st birthday. My first celebration of myself as a true grown person is to insist that mother respect my wishes for privacy and to finally send and receive letters as any other adult in the house with only my own eyes upon them and without mother's consent or input. I shall first start with Martha. Summer 1881. Letter to Martha. Private. I would like to put my hand under your chin and look way down into your big eyes, ask questions, deposit kisses. If I am not ashamed of having sentiments, I am not ashamed of admitting them, and why shouldn't I love my little comfort when I haven't anything else to love? As for Charles, suppose that you love that man as I think you do. as I feared you will. Suppose Charles is cold and proud enough to suppress his own feelings forever. Well, now, is that sort of thing going to satisfy you? Can you live and grow on an uncertain consciousness of a grand man's love? Can you wait for years without a word while he is trying to do something? My little girl, if this thing came to pass, you will need me in good earnest. If you can do it and be comfortable and happy, go ahead. If you think it's good for you, pleasure aside, go ahead, by all means. If you can't help it, being married to Charles, why, I love you still. But you shall not have to mourn that you never considered the question of me. Or perhaps this, oh, I have settled your business finally. We will live in our big house, you and I. You are to marry, of course. You would never be satisfied if you didn't. And after a certain period of unmerited his happiness, your young man is to drop off, die somehow, and lo, I will be all in all. Now, isn't that a charming plan? You can always have tender melancholy about you during special fits of which I will thoughtfully explain that she's thinking of the old one. Glorious. Just open your big eyes and tell him that you are spoken for by a female in Providence and you can't marry just yet. And as to your point, how sad he was to leave for vacation and you in the city, as to that marauders being pitifully unhappy, why, so he ought to leave you. Wasn't I pitifully unhappy? And ain't I now? Pity about him. And now look here, if you go abusing yourself and being grateful to that thing because he spent most of his vacation in the pleasantest way he could think of, why then I'll cut off your acquaintance. Now where are you compared to me? December 30th, 1881. Martha has since confirmed her engagement to Charles. Charlotte's tried to maintain her friendship with Martha. This is a poem she left for Martha upon returning some books in Martha's home. Some books and things for you, dear, once kindly lent to me. I have had pleasure from them all, and now with thanks for great and small, I bring them back to thee. I'm rather glad you're out, dear, I write without a sigh, and miss the taste of bitter tears, the hopeless glimpse of dear lost years I'd have if you were by. Oh, pun. A few years later, Martha and Charlotte have both married men, happily, according to other historical records, but they have stopped writing. They don't write as frequently. So this is a letter from some years later. Dear Martha, you knew and loved me once. You do not know me now, and I am not sure that you would love me if you did. I have grown and changed wildly, darkly, strangely, beyond a mother's recognition, beyond my own. This is a piece that I will be continuing to develop. It is called Charlotte Perkins Gilman's Secret Bisexual, an analysis of the love letters of feminist author Charlotte Perkins Gilman, written to her closest female friends, 1880 to 1910, and maybe some comments on Anne of Green Gables too. Thank you very much.